Hi, Marcus here, and today I'm going to do a review of the knife that I got from Stuart Mitchell, the Secare, which has taken me ages to work out how to pronounce. Anyway, the first time I saw this knife was back in February 2013 on a British Blade forum thread, and so here you go. This is Stuart Mitchell Secare, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I mean, I got this knife delivered in December 2013, and the question is, why has it taken me so long to do a review of it? And the answer to that question is, I just didn't want to screw it up. This is such a fantastic knife, and I just wanted to make sure I got my facts straight. And well, let's just say I've got a bit of a perfection streak running which stops me doing things. Anyhow, I've overcome it, hopefully, and so let's talk about the knife. Stuart had a standard range of 3 knives and wanted to add a survival knife to it. So what he did was he contacted some folk well known for taking survival seriously and asked for their opinion on what makes the ideal survival knife. And the prototype, we'll call this Type 2. The prototype was based on the feedback from, got oil on the blade there, feedback from the prototype being tested in the field, and that feedback was used to make the Mark II model, this one. Of course, what makes a survival knife is an area of much contention and personal preference. I tend to agree with the best survival knife is the knife that you have on you the time when you need it. But if I found myself in a survival situation and all I had was this, I'd count myself very happy indeed. Though, if it was, if it wasn't a survival situation, if it was more of a without rule of law, or should I say, if it was the zombies, I prefer to be stuck with my mad dog, Voodoo Hound. God, I love that thing. That's awesome. Anyhow, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the Stuart Mitchell Secare, so let's get on with that. So, let's start by taking a look at the steel used for the Secare, and it's 5mm all the way from the butt to the pointy end, and flat ground spear point with the cutting edges is convex, and I think I've got all that right. The terms of what's what are still a bit of a bit new for me. The steel, I'm absolutely certain about this, and I have no idea whether it's focusing on this or not, but the steel is RWL 34. And I wrote to Stuart and I asked him why he'd chosen, out of all the steels available, why he'd chosen RWL 34, and he told me it could be summed up with one word, and that word is performance. So the edge retention, stain resistance and toughness make it a good quality steel designed for cutting tools, of which obviously this is the primary job. And although I do believe in the future Secares will be made from SF100, but we'll talk more about that later. So now if we talk about the Bolster, the Secare comes in 2 models, the Bolster and the unbolstered. The Bolster itself is held in place by 4 pins and is designed to take a beating. The photographs that captured my attention right back in the beginning, the guy who was testing the Mark I, the prototype, really gave the Bolster a hammering. He used it for a variety of metal, to hammer a variety of metal and stone objects, and it certainly held up to the task, but it did take quite a bit of a beating. There, you'll notice there's a 1/4-inch hole in the bolster which allows for paracord to get through, and I guess you could use that as a lanyard to wrap around your wrist. And well, that's pretty much it for the bolster. So if we move on to the handle, you'll see the earlier Mark IIs had canvas micarta handles, and just as mine was nearing completion, Stuart contacted me and asked me if I wanted the micarta or G10, and so I went for the G10, and that's what's on the handle here. Personally, you know, I love the ergonomics of this. I've got like a small, medium hand size, and the choil and everything, it just, for me, I can get a real good firm grip on that. I also, you know, I wanted, you can get it, yeah, the orange liner. I love an orange liner. You know, the last thing I want to do is put my knife down and not be able to find it. These orange liners make it a cinch to locate the knife if you put it down somewhere. I also love the flared pommel, and you know, like I said, when you grip it, just having that flare there, just, I don't know, allows my little finger to lock in nicely. And the choil, nice deep choil, which allows me to get a comfortable and firm grip. And the cutting edge, the prototype, the cutting edge kind of went a bit further forwards, and I can see the reason why. You know, if you've got an agricultural sized finger, then the flesh could quite easily go over. But this, you know, it's useful to have the cutting edge coming right up here. And you'll also notice the holes. And these lashing tubes allow for the knife to be attached to a branch using standard paracord, which means, you know, you increase the versatility of the knife. If, you know, you could tie it to a piece of wood and use it to reach something high up out of your ordinary reach. And okay, so that's kind of the mechanics of the knife. Let's talk about the maker. So the knife maker, Stuart Mitchell, based in Sheffield, and you know, I buy a knife because I like the look of it, but I also buy a knife because I like what I hear about the maker. And my personal experience, you know, getting this knife into my hands, Stu's a super cool guy, simple as that. It took a little bit longer than planned to get the knife into my hands, so you know, totally exceeding expectations. I was going on a camping trip, and Stu generously sent over one of, you know, the prototype to me, so I could take it on the trip with me. And you know, to say how, you know, when I knew whose hands the prototype had passed through, many far more capable hands than my own, and so, you know, I was humbled to, you know, to be able to use that knife, but also, you know, for a knife maker to say, look, okay, so there's been a hitch in getting your knife to you. Here's something you can use. You know, help yourself. Use this. Take it on, you know, on your camping trip, and let me know how you get on. You know, these knives were definitely made for using. And on the camping trip, the knife that Stuart sent over, it performed all cutting chores more than admirably. And you know, I certainly found a lot of other cutting chores that it probably wasn't designed to do, and it passed them all with fine colours. And it was a great reluctance that I had to send that blade back to Stu. But like I said, how cool. I've never heard of a maker sending out a knife to a customer to use whilst they wait for theirs to be made. I mean, that's pretty cool. And towards the end, when my knife was delivered, there was a slight mix-up in I'd asked for the full orange liners, and there was a version available that had half orange liners, and so, you know, I was tempted to keep it, but, you know, I sent it back. And you know, after a short wait, Stu sent me, you know, the knife that I'd asked for, apologised for the delay, and as a way of making it up, you know, talk about going the extra mile, he, you know, gifted me one of these knives. And it's a Sheffield steel table knife made to mark the centenary of Harry Brearley, who credited with the discovery and using, ouch, that's the pointy end, using stainless steel in Sheffield. So, you know, as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful, and There is some writing on there which I'm not sure if you'll be able to make out. And it says, "Nobody was impressed with my suggestion. Perhaps the idea of producing a steel which would not corrode sounded ridiculous." So this is made out of SF100 grade steel, the same steel which the future models of the Secare will be made out of. And it's a grade of steel used by Gillette and Wilkinson sword in their razor blades, and it is sharp. It's a beautiful knife and a wonderfully unexpected gift. You know, I really appreciate that. So thanks, Stu, for that. And let me just check. Okay, of course, there's the knife. But the knife also comes in a Rapid Boy Kydex sheath with Maxpedition pouch and a slot for fire steel. You know, I added the fire steel, good old Heine. I bought myself a Light My Fire steel, and that slots in there perfectly. Still need to work out what I want to put in. It's not like there's a massive amount of space in there, but you know, it's nice to be able to put something extra in there. This is a survival knife after all, and you know, it's nicely made sheath. Personally, I think I'd like it if it's slotted in there, you know, a little bit firmer. But you know, the whole package is a beautiful package, and like I said, I'm still trying to decide what I want to put in here. There is not much space, so if you've got any ideas as to what would be useful to to put in there to increase the knife's, the package's survival capabilities, I'd love if you could leave that in the comments box below. That'd be really appreciated. Anyway, that's my quick review of the Stuart Mitchell Secare. Fantastic knife, absolutely beautiful. As soon as I saw it, I fell in love with it. I knew I had to have one. So thanks, Stu, for making a great knife, and thanks for being such a great knife maker. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.